Good early afternoon. We are live. I'm Andy Andrews. You've joined us on the Blue Plate Special. And we're live here at the Wisdom Harbor Studios in Orange Beach, Alabama at the Wharf. We're glad to be here, and we would love for you to join us sometime and watch the show in the studio and come hang with us. If you're new to us and you are on Facebook, please share. Sharing is caring. And just share it to your page. And also click that notification button and make sure you turn on the notifications on your phone. That way, when we go live here, you will be notified. Also, if you're on YouTube, hello, and press that subscription button so you don't miss us anytime. And it'll just it'll arrange the Andy Andrews stuff over there on the side for you. So that would help us if you do that. And to the Twitter people with Captain Brian Backen, hello, and all you Instagram folks, we're glad to have you here. Joy Gregory from Kalispell, Montana. Wow. And Chet Calhoun from Dallas in Georgia. Dallas, Georgia. Is there a Dallas, Georgia? Wow. Okay. I knew that there was a Philadelphia, Mississippi, and a Paris, Texas, and a Lebanon, Tennessee. There's also an Intercourse, Alabama, but we won't get into that. Phyllis Smith, good afternoon. From your 18-wheeler near Akron, Ohio. Akron, Ohio, home of Grace Cathedral. That's Ernest Angsley from Grace Cathedral in Akron, Ohio. That's Akronohio. Yeah, do you remember him? I mean, he was the guy that everybody did. He was the guy that, he was when comedians were doing a televangelist, it was Ernest Angsley. Welcome, friends, to the International Church of Pancakes and Discount House of Worship. It was Ernest Angsley they were doing. Edwina English from San Antonio, Texas. There's the Riverwalk. David, Minnesota, standing by. David, Minnesota. That's a cool name. Joy Walker, wishing you were here again. We wish you were too. But I've been eating those black eggs. They're like licorice, but it's like black robin eggs. And so Jeff Herring, hey buddy, reading the bottom of the pool again. Awesome. Kim Petrucki, good afternoon. Amy Paget, and Alice Maybep, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Jeanette McNeil, Groves Proctor from Arlington, Texas. Got a bunch of people on today. Gloria Miles from Michigan. Margaret Davis helped. And your Jones Java is ready. It's smooth enough. You don't even have to add anything to it. Yeah. Yvonne Palmer, aloha. What does that mean? Are you in Hawaii? Is Yvonne in Hawaii? The old man is here, Kevin Perkins. Eddie Richardson, woohoo, made it for the live version. Judson Perkins, hey buddy. I want to know if Yvonne is really in Hawaii. And aloha, that means hello and goodbye. I remember being in everything, all the names are, King Kawanawanameya Boulevard, and I remember being on a street corner there one day and seeing a vehicle went by and I was trying to pronounce it, and I said, Ooh-ha-oo. And the guy next to me said, no, that's U-Haul. I said, oh, okay, all right. Barry Williams, Lucedale, Mississippi. Hey, how are you? Jacob Luker. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? I am so glad to hear from you, Jacob. Norris Luker, that's named after my Uncle Norris. Billy Smart, show us the peace table. Here it is, baby. Can you see it? Can you see it? You can kind of see it. You need to come in. Drew Giles, hey, buddy, how are you? And how is your brother, Jesus? That's a long story, but But I'll tell you sometime, and I'll show you the picture. Listen, my shirt. Look at my shirt. This shirt today is from Vortex Optics. Okay? So Vortex Optics, these are the Rolls Royce of optics. These guys have their binoculars, their scopes, their spotting scopes, spotting glasses, and they have they have something for everybody's budget. This is not just like a one thing, and if you can afford it, you can shop there. They have something for everybody's budget. But I want to tell you something. Their stuff is great. They know it's great, and this is the only company that you'll find like this that offers a lifetime guarantee on their products. I mean, binoculars, spotting scopes, rifle scopes, lifetime guarantee. You hadn't got it doesn't matter what happened to it, and you haven't got to send the receipt back. How about that? And they will either fix it or replace it. So Vortex Optics, and I got the shirt. Suzanne, Sana, how are you doing? Suzanne Luker, Jacob's mom. Well, I need to introduce you to my guest today. We have a guest on today's episode of the Blue Plate Special. I'm excited about this guest. I'm a little nervous about this guest. And I'll just go ahead and introduce you to my guest. She is the person on the cover of the Socks for Christmas book. That's right. My favorite sister, Christy Woods. Crisco, how are you?
I'm good, and I'm your only sister.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's why you're my favorite.
Right.
I thought about introducing you as my favorite squirrel dog.
I like sister better, but I know where the squirrel dog comes from.
Yeah,
I was your favorite squirrel dog. I was the best.
You were. Yes. I mean, for a long time,
yes.
You were a heck of a squirrel dog.
Yes. I could point better than any other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I got my pellet gun I don't know how old I was, but you were younger, and
yes.
And Christy would go with me, and squirrels are kind of smart, but they're not the smartest, and so what Christy would do is when a squirrel would be hiding on the other side of the tree from us, Christy would go around. She would walk around real slowly, and that squirrel would come around staying away from her, then I'd get a shot at it. So Christy always said, I'm a squirrel dog.
I always made sure you had the best shot.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Certainly.
So, what is going on with you lately?
Not much. It's getting hot here.
But you're not playing tennis anymore.
Not really. I still enjoy it. I enjoy watching.
You're not playing competitively.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Because you were like a state champion.
I was.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
with other people, not just
like
me.
doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But I remember when you guys went to play, like you played in a tournament against Kentucky and Tennessee and so
Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, beat them all.
Did you guys beat them all?
We did. We
wow.
did.
Who finally did you in? You don't like to think about that, do you?
I don't.
So
I don't, because it was going to be a trip like to Arizona, but that's okay. We had a great time.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, we've had Steve, your husband, and my genius brother-in-law.
Yes.
We've had him on the Professional Noticer. And so Steve is right over here making sure that you're
treated properly?
No, he's making sure that I'm treated properly. I just, because I'd said, now you be on the show, but you can't be mean to me.
Well, no, but I just was wondering if you didn't have anybody else to talk to. That's why you invited me.
No, no. I mean, a lot of times we don't have anybody to talk to. We just talk to Billy Roberts Paget in sunny Destin, right there.
And my friend Laurie Jensen in Cadillac, Michigan. She's on here too today.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
She is.
That's
Say hey
good.
to Laurie.
Hey, Laurie. How are you? Well, I want to, we've got some pictures. Matt grabbed one of it. You and I don't have a ton of pictures.
Right.
Because Mom and Dad died, and that was a crazy time, and we, there's just stuff that's missing from our lives. But
Yes.
but I've got a few, and you've got a few, and so we took my few, and we've got them up here for you. Suzanne says hi, by the way.
Hello, Sam.
Marcy Crossler Taylor says she's an only sister too. Best thing ever. Really, is it the best thing to be the only sister?
And the youngest.
And the youngest.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see, Matt. Let's see some pictures here. Now there is. Do you remember him?
I do.
Yeah.
What grade were you in?
I think I was like in the third grade. That was Mrs. Bradford's class.
Third grade. You look so much older and
Mature.
yeah,
I look older than third grade or older than I do now.
older than third grade.
Okay. All right. I mean, I look at that blonde hair, and when I look in the mirror, I still see blonde hair. But then when I see a picture of myself, or I'm working in here and I look up and I see one of the shows on, I go, my hair is white.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Comes with age.
Well, yeah.
But at least you didn't have gray hair in high school.
That's
I went
right.
to high school with a guy that his hair started turning gray in high school.
Well, Kevin
Like
started
Kevin's.
losing his in high
it's
school.
falling out.
He didn't have any hair. So, all right, let's see another picture. There she is. Now, how old were you there? Were you like 5?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Were we in Dothan at the time? Because I went to Trinity Lutheran Kindergarten in Dothan.
Really?
Mrs. Leonard was my teacher.
You went to Lutheran. Your dad was a minister of Baptist church. You went to a Lutheran kindergarten. I wonder.
That was Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Perkins says that you were 16 in the third grade, or maybe he meant me. I don't know. It just says you were 16 in the third grade.
I was probably 16.
It was
in the
probably
third
you.
grade.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got, Matthew. Now there she is. At that picture, that was a picture you had done by yourself,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Because that was a picture that you had taken for Mom and Dad for Christmas.
I did. Do you like the hair?
I do. The hair is kind of a Brady Bunch mom hair.
That was Charlie's Angels era. Wings, the hair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
See,
Yeah.
I just thought that was the best. The best.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't look like Farrah Fawcett,
Well,
but I thought the picture was
you were
sweet.
10.
That's true.
Okay. So I guess looking like Farrah Fawcett at 10 would be kind of weird.
That'd be creepy. Yeah.
There's look at there. I think that's probably 5th grade. I like the shirt. That's what I like. Is the shirt.
I like the shirt too.
And if you'll notice, Matt, can you close in on that picture, or is that as close as you can get? If you'll notice, the nose is not yet formed there.
Not yet as profound.
No, it's my 5th grade nose. It was in my 6th grade year when I was on the playground, and which is why I kept watching the boys. I kept watching Austin and Adam as they got older, hoping that they would not get the nose.
Right.
But it was my 6th grade year that I was out on the playground at Girard Elementary School, and we were playing kickball, and I remember a guy named Jeff was in front of me, and I said something about his nose, and he said, "My nose? What about your nose?" And I thought, what about my nose? And I went home and I looked in the mirror and I went, oh, when did this happen? It's like it happened overnight. It's like, oh my God. Okay, let's see another picture. Now, there's an Easter picture, isn't it?
If you ever saw an Easter picture, isn't that precious?
Well,
Look at that purse.
you're precious. You're
Well,
precious.
And you're proud.
I'm proud.
Yes, you are.
I guess that was before we were old enough to go, don't take my picture. Don't take my... I mean, we were like, yeah, here, take our picture.
Is that a Bible you're holding or a hymnal?
Oh, I'm sure it's a Bible.
Okay.
I'm sure it's a Bible. I always carried a Bible with me
Everywhere you went.
everywhere I went. Yes.
Andy, your nose is growing.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see another one. Oh, there you go with my pet coon.
Yes.
And-
You're going to be a veterinarian.
I was going to be a veterinarian. And I thought long and hard about what to name that coon. I wanted something very original, something that was very unusual, something every other moron couldn't think of. And so I named him Bandit.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
It's really original.
Yeah, Bandit. You know, do you remember I would get that little coon, I would get him sugar cubes. And, you know, they don't have saliva glands. And so they always have to wash their food in water. And that raccoon would take that, wash that in water and go,
You were so mean. It's a good thing you didn't turn out to be a veterinarian.
that stupid coon lost so many sugar cubes in the water. And he would always...
That's sweet.
Oh my God. Suzanne Luker said, this is how she remembers you most, eating butter out of Aunt Martha's refrigerator.
I did.
I remember you doing that. I mean, you'd look around and you'd take a stick of butter and go, people would be like, what the hell?
Do you remember when the butter used to come in the square packets and you could peel off the top in restaurants?
Yeah.
You know, I would lick the butter off of that as well. I do remember doing that. And cheese, when the singles cheese.
Yeah. You were a weird little kid. That's true.
Well,
okay, let's
runs
see.
in the family.
Let's see another picture. There we are.
Oh my goodness.
And
Look at that lamp.
I would never have noticed the lamp.
It's 70s, very 70s. So
Is that
can you,
70s or is it 60s?
well, it may be late 60s. Am I what, 3 or 4 there?
Yeah, yes, that's 60s.
So I obviously was not reading at the time.
No. But do you remember what would happen? Judson Perkins says, what's wrong with eating butter like that? Judson Perkins is the only kid. Judson, that's Kevin's little boy who's grown now.
Yes.
Judson, you're 30, but you were the only kid that I ever saw that could get ketchup and mustard all over your shirt at the dinner table when there was no ketchup and mustard on the table. I mean, so you probably did eat butter like that. Now look back at that picture of us in the bed. Now, do you remember how when the lights went out? Do you remember how I would irritate you?
I do.
You do? How?
I do. You would say that the trees are hungry tonight.
I said, oh boy, the trees sure are hungry tonight.
And then you'd say, Christy, this is God.
I also remember you would say, let's play I Spy. Let's play I Spy. And I'd go, okay, all right, let's do it. I'll go first. You go, okay, all right. And I say, I spy someone who's not going to play I Spy. And it would just infuriate you.
Just irritate me. No end.
Sandra says, how much older are you, Andy, than your sister? I'm 5 years older than my sister. And this is my sister, the squirrel dog. Okay, let's see another picture. There is Little Miss Sunbeam.
A high point in my life.
Yep.
Yes.
That the Peanut Festival Parade, the Sunbeam Float, had Christy as Little Miss Sunbeam. And there she is. Yep, the Peanut Festival Parade.
And it was just the Peanut Festival, and we were on the float of the Sunbeam Parade, and I was a part of a Little Miss Sunbeam, but Mom made that outfit.
Really?
Yes, she did.
Mama made that?
Yes, she did.
Turn back to that, Matthew. I want to see that. Wow.
She did. She was talented at sewing. You know that.
Yeah.
And so years later, that got brought up again about me being Little Miss Sunbeam. And somebody asked me if I was actually still getting royalties.
Oh, they thought you were the
Yes.
Little Miss Sunbeam.
They thought I was actually on which is still the best bread ever to this day, other than Steve's.
I like bunny bread.
Do you like bunny bread?
Yeah. Yeah, because it has some kind of preservative in it that, 6 weeks later it's
Still
soft.
good?
Yeah. I don't know what kind of chemical is in that bread. But I agree. I like Steve's bread
Yeah.
better. Hagen Mack says his Uncle Kenny taught him to dip a finger in the soft butter and take a spin in a large sugar bowl. No need for bread.
Oh.
You just had to play. You just mainlined butter.
Purist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Now, now that picture, that's a famous picture. That was a famous picture in our family because you were allergic to citrus fruits when you were little. And then somehow you grew out of it. And that was a Saturday night, and you were digging into an orange.
Yes.
And it's like,
It was so good.
look at those feet on that trash can.
I wasn't going to let anything get away, really.
I mean, that is funny.
I remember sitting in that den many Saturday mornings watching the cartoons when the cartoons were really good. Tom and Jerry, Bugs
That's
Bunny.
the chair that we would get into on Saturday and Sunday mornings to watch cartoons. And I remember one Sunday morning, Mama waking me up and saying, come on, get up. Tom and Jerry are on TV. And I got up and I went in there and I got into the chair, and it was a cartoon. And, we have Uncle Tom and our cousin Jerry, and they were the same age. And I thought she was talking about Tom and Jerry are on TV. So, Tom and Jerry, I'll never forget them. When I was like 8, my cousin Gaston gave me an Alabama football. It was signed by the whole team.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was with Kenny Stabler and Dennis Homan, and all these guys, and I got that for Christmas. And Tom and Jerry took it out in the street and were punting it to each other and rubbed all the autographs off of it.
That was mean.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty mean.
Have you held a grudge ever since?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I told Tommy about that, and not too long ago. I was talking to him and I said, "Do you remember doing that?" And he goes, "We did that?" And I said, "Yeah, you did that."
Hopefully he feels remorse now.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's 70. He's time for a little remorse.
Yes.
Okay, so what else we got? Now you remember where we are there?
Is that Bon Secours?
That is Bon Secours. That's Mama. That's May May. me with the weird hat,
Yeah.
holding Bambi, I think. And what is that
Bambi.
shirt you're wearing?
Oh, whose choice was it to put that picture up there?
Well, is that an Auburn shirt?
Yes, it is. That's a dark time of my life.
What were you wearing an Auburn shirt for?
You know why. Do you know why?
Because Tom.
Yes. Somebody had to be by his side during those few years that he went to Auburn.
Oh my God! I didn't even notice
I've
that.
since repented.
Well,
I'm back on the
yeah,
Roll Tide side now.
and that was May May.
Yes. The best cook. Made the best biscuits.
Remember how May May talked?
I do.
Yeah, May May talked like that. You know Jill Skelton, Jill Dorman. She goes, May May. But remember, I was in Clark County and ran into two ladies that said, I knew your grandmama. And they were like, younger ladies. And so I said, really, how did you know May May? And they said, we worked for Miss Willa May. And, we cleaned house for her. And I said, really? And then one of them worked with her at the high school, where she was the, what do you call it?
I think she was manager of the cafeteria.
The whatever the manager of the cafeteria is.
Right.
But I said, do you remember what she sounded like? And they said, yeah, I think so. And I said, I can do her voice and I can sound exactly like her. And they said, really? I said, yes, Betty, I am so glad you're here today. Thank you for being with me. And they went, blah. But that's the way she sounded.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Kevin
That's the way
Perkins
she
said
sounded.
that's exactly how May May sounded.
It's how she sounded when she was in a good mood, and it's how she sounded when she got angry.
Yeah.
It really never changed.
I remember her saying one time, she said, when I was a young girl, I was standing by the window and I said, well, I swear. And my mama had walked by and she whipped the fire out of me for saying that.
I swear.
Well, I swear. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, there's Christy asleep with Humpty.
Sweet Humpty.
There's Humpty. She had this dumb pillow doll.
It's not dumb.
Okay, all right.
Even though he did fall off a wall.
couldn't even sit on a wall.
He couldn't.
But she had this, and man, she had to have Humpty. I mean,
I did.
that thing had to be with her. Wherever God forbid we leave Humpty. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was actually scared to even do anything to Humpty.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. I remember one night I went to spend the night with Celeste in Dothan. And when it was time for us to go to bed, I realized that I had left Humpty at home. And this was, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And guess what happened? I went home to Humpty and didn't spend the night with Celeste. Mr. King took me home because I was so upset.
Oh my gosh. And how old were you, like 16?
Around there, yeah.
Oh my God.
I still have a Humpty Dumpty that sits on my bed to this day.
Do you really?
I do.
It's not the original one. You wore him out.
I did, but it just brings back such good memories
Yeah.
of when we were in Dothan and Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Humpty.
I know.
Yeah, Humpty. Humpty was a nice figure. Not like the poster that you kept in your room of Leif Garrett. You remember you loved Leif Garrett?
Leif Garrett.
Leif Garrett.
Yes.
And she loved him. She loved him.
I
mean, she loved him. And I would go, oh, where did you get the picture of Leif Garrett? She goes, it's Leif Garrett. It's Leif Garrett. Oh, didn't I say Leif Garrett? It's Leif Garrett. It's Leif Garrett. Golly. I mean, she would get furious.
I just loved him.
Oh
I did.
my God!
I did.
You would lose it over that.
I would, but I think I made a wise choice in who I married to this day, better than
Yeah,
Leif
since
Garrett.
he's like a heroin addict.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So,
Okay. What else we got? Oh, remember the one time it snowed in our lives?
I do. Didn't we put something over the car to catch the snow so we could make ice cream?
Yeah. So it makes snow ice cream.
Yeah.
So what is snow ice cream? Is it like
I really don't remember.
snow and milk and vanilla?
I think
or
so.
something? Yeah. Yeah. And it tasted a little bit like Chevy Impala, a little bit like that kind of
Metallic
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little dirt mixed in. And that was
It's an extra crunch.
And that was Bambi.
It was.
That was Bambi.
Yes.
We loved Bambi. She was
did.
a great dog.
She was.
Do you remember what the maddest you ever were with me as a child?
That would be under the age of 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The maddest. I'm sure you remember. I mean, there's so many.
Well, I don't remember being mad at you at all.
Of course not. I was the youngest child. I was sweet. They always say that the firstborn, is like the mean one, and then the secondborn is the opposite of the firstborn. It's me. Sweet.
I remember one time at my and Granddaddy's, I remember you swinging a bat at me, and you had me.
What did you do?
Well, but I remember what I did. I could get you going so badly by calling you a baby. I mean, and I think it was how I did it too.
Really?
I didn't just call her a baby. I said, "Oh, you little baby, you gonna cry for me, baby?" And she goes, "I'm not a baby." What? Little cry, little tears, baby. Come on, little baby, cry for me.
No wonder
baby.
I came at you with a bat.
And you backed me up into a corner with a baseball bat. And I was like, Granddaddy. Cry for me, baby. Just touch a little cry, baby. I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby. I mean, golly, man. It was like The Shining. I'm not a baby. Oh, God.
Here's Christy.
Yeah, here's Christy. Remember, now, I remember a night. You remember when we would start coming home, like Mom and Dad had choir practice after prayer meeting on Wednesday night.
Yes.
And so we would come home by ourselves. We started to be able to come home by ourselves. And it's different being left by yourself and coming home to an empty house.
Yes.
Because it was scarier. And I remember that when we would come home, I would get my BB gun.
Are you going to tell that story?
Yeah, which looked like a rifle. And I would get my BB gun and I would go poke it under the beds. And I'd go, all right, come out. We know you're in there. Come out. Come on out.
Because that was a big house.
Sandra Mendonica said she had a poster of Leif Garrett on the wall in her room, too. So
Smart lady.
yeah. But so on this particular Wednesday night, Christy was upstairs. All right. So, and for whatever reason, I was swinging the BB gun around in the downstairs den. and I broke the light. I broke the overhead light, and it came down on me. You know, I mean, it was like, you know, one of those things like that, a piece of glass about square and like that. And so it came down on me, and it cut me just a little bit. Yes, a little bit. I mean, I could, you know, put my hand up there. There's a little bit of blood, and man, I knew. I mean, I had done it. I knew I was in trouble. But then I quickly realized, no, I'm not in trouble. Christy's in trouble. And so I hear this stomp, 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 and hear her come halfway down the stairs. She said, "What happened? What happened?" And I said, "Christy, I can't believe you did this." Okay, she says, "What? What?" I said, "I can't believe you were stomping so hard. There, you made the light fall down, and it hit me in the head. I'm cut. I'm cut. I can't believe you did that." Christy goes, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." I said, "You were just you were stomping so hard. You just made the light fall. I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. Don't tell Mom and Dad." And I said, "Well, okay. I guess I won't tell Mom and Dad. We'll tell them that it was broken when we came in, and that's okay. All right, okay. I'm sorry." I said, "Yeah, I know. I'm hurting. I'm hurting." And so I was able to milk that for months. I mean, every time you would start like aggravating me or do something, I'd go, I feel like maybe I need to tell Mom and Dad. No, I'll stop. I mean, I held you over a barrel for months.
You did.
With that.
Are you? Do we need to go to another picture, or do you want me to ad lib on a little bit on that?
No, you can.
Are you gonna tell everyone how you broke my arm?
Ooh, well, I could.
But are you?
Yes.
Yes.
So, do you know that the game where you got people that you don't really know that well, and you go around and you tell 3 things about yourself, and 2 of them are the truth, and 1 of them has to be a lie, and then everybody tries to figure out which one is the lie. Every time I play that game, one of them is, broke my sister's arm in 2 places, and they always say that one is the lie. They always say it. I go, "Nope, that's the truth. That's the truth. I really did it. I did it." Like, oh my God. But we were playing the Flying Angel, which Mom and Dad had specifically told us not to do. That's where, you know, a bigger kid lays on his back and bunches his legs up, and then the little kid sits on his feet, and then you throw them up in the air, right? And so that's what. So I did.
Great.
I did that, but I launched her into, because we were in my room with the door closed, right? So nobody would see us, and I launched her into my bedside table, and she broke her arm there and there, and it was traumatic. I mean, it was traumatic. Oh my!
We were both crying.
Yeah, we were both crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you know, I didn't mean to hurt you, and
I know.
I remember David Tomley was there.
Was he?
Yeah. Can you imagine being at some kid's house when that happens? I mean, I bet David was like, "I think I'll leave now."
It's time for me to go.
But he was too young to drive, so. But then you paid me back.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Yeah. Well,
It
wasn't really sweet, but I deserved it, I'm sure. But you know how you play football, and a little kid will try to tackle the big kid, and like the little kid is holding on to a leg, and the big kid's just like dragging the little kid across the ground. Okay, so that's what I was doing. I was just, and she had the full arm cast at first, but now she had it down to here. Okay, so it was just that part of her arm, and I'm dragging her across the lawn, and she goes, whoo, and breaks my foot.
Not your foot.
Well, it was my toe.
Oh.
My toe is on my foot. It felt like my foot.
Well, I was able to get a part of the foot at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes.
Okay, what else we got?
That's good memories.
Yeah. Is that the last picture? No, that's not the last one.
Isn't that the first day of school?
That is the first day of school. And that's, you remember the collie?
I do.
It's Champ.
Champ.
You know, Champ was one of Lassie's grandkids.
Yes. I do remember that.
So we had a friend who won one of Lassie's puppies in an essay contest, and then we got one of those puppies, and so that
I looked cute that day.
you did.
Look at that dress and that satchel.
And I had my glasses.
Yeah.
Holly calls those birth
Birth
control
control.
glasses.
And she's right.
Oh my gosh!
I have to say I looked.
You know, the white car over there was the first car we ever had with air conditioning.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
I remember the green car. Obviously, the green car had air conditioning too because it looks newer than the white car.
Yeah. Yeah. But the white car.
Wasn't the white car Dad's?
I can't remember who drove what. Huh. But I do remember pulling into the neighborhood and Champ would race the car home.
Yes. You look super sharp there, buddy.
Yeah, thank you,
you
baby.
do.
Yeah.
Was that 7th grade for you? Or if we're 5 years apart, I feel like that was 1st grade for me, I think.
Okay, then that would have been probably 6th grade for me.
So we did go to the same school like 1 year together at Girard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we did.
I remember that school and that playground like yesterday.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Miss Yelverton, Miss Glanton.
Mrs. Wade. I had Mrs. Wade in 1st
Wade.
grade. Yeah.
I remember Mrs. Halbert, Sharon Halbert's mother.
Yes.
Was a 4th grade teacher. And Stafford Gregory got in big trouble because she was teaching history, and Stafford was this kind of little guy, and she was teaching history, and it was about the Civil War, and there was something about they were fighting in a rainstorm, and Stafford said, "Those damp Yankees." And
Damp.
yeah, and I thought it was hilarious, and she didn't hear the P, and he got sent to the principal's office, but I mean, I thought that was brilliant. Those damp Yankees.
Damp Yankees.
So,
That's good.
anyway, so okay, what else we got? I think this is the last one coming up. Oh, that's Bon Secours. That's that same stupid hat I was wearing. That's like half sunglasses, and then that's Daddy, and you are not happy.
I am not. I seem to recall that I would go out on the boat with y'all and make y'all miserable because I didn't want to stay out and fish, but y'all did. So it ended up y'all taking me back to the camp. Do you remember that?
No, I've kind of put that out of my mind.
I remember that, yeah. I don't look happy there. Was it something you said, perhaps?
Couldn't have been me.
No?
And I guess Mama was taking the picture.
I guess. Or maybe Granddaddy? Mama was probably back at the cabin taking a nap.
No, Mama fished.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mama fished. I mean, Mama and Daddy, and I got to go with them. Yeah, but they fished. They bass fished.
Wow, okay.
And there was a place on that river that Mama lost a huge bass. I mean, lost a really big bass, and it was right around a curve in the river. And from that point on, every time Daddy would motor around that corner with Mom in the boat, he'd take his hat off. And she would go, oh, God. So he would take his hat off to that place. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite memories of us when we were like either at Mama and Granddaddy's, or I can remember the majority of the time being at Mama and Granddaddy's when Mama would bake bread.
Right.
You remember that good bread?
Oh, my God.
And we would sit at the table with the toaster and toast the bread and spread the butter on the toast, and we would
If we had any left after you ate it.
we would read our comic books. Remember, we'd go to town
Oh, yeah.
that day and get the best comic books, Superman, Archie, and we would eat that bread and read our comic books. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great. I remember taking a picture of Maymay's dumplings one time. You know, on one of those pink plates?
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
it was just like a work of art, and I took a picture of it. I wish I still had that picture of those dumplings.
Your dumplings look like that, though.
Well, thank you. I
Yes.
learned to make them, yes.
It's time for you to make them. It's been a while.
You know, there in Jackson, being able to walk to town from that house, and that being a different time, you weren't with me, but there was a double feature playing at the theater downtown.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the first one was, but I sat through the first one. And the second one was a movie called Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, which, you know, I mean, that sounds like something about a pig and a spider or something to me. I didn't know. But I never will forget that movie was in black and white, and it started off at this like party in this mansion, and this guy goes, he's all dressed up and he's a young man, and he goes out into a gazebo, and it's dark in the night, and he hears a sound, and he goes, Charlotte? Charlotte? And what was that, a meat cleaver? A meat cleaver comes down and goes, wham! And chops his hand off, and he goes, "Ah," like this, and there's blood spurting out of this thing, and then the meat cleaver's coming into him, and I got out of my chair. I was like 10 years old.
I was going to say, how old were you?
I was like 10, and I got out of my chair. I backed out of the theater without fainting, and I had to walk home in the dark.
Oh, you poor thing.
And I have hated that movie ever since.
Yeah, I understand.
Billy Roberts Paget says, Hush, Hush. It's the scariest movie ever. Well, I've only seen a little bit of it, but what I saw was the worst.
Yeah, mine was Tom Sawyer. Remember us going to see Tom Sawyer?
Oh, yeah. Injun Joe
Yes.
in the cave?
Oh, my goodness gracious. That was traumatic.
And who took you to see Tom Sawyer?
You did.
Yeah. Injun Joe in the cave with knife. I remember that.
Oh, goodness gracious. That was horrible. Horrible. But
Well, thank you for being here.
thank you for having me. This was fun.
I appreciate this. Yeah,
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I hope you guys have enjoyed us remembering some things. And Mike Williams says he enjoyed the show. Appreciate it very
Awesome.
much.
Awesome.
And for those of you who are regular watchers, we'll be back next Tuesday with my other sister. I don't have another sister.
No,
No,
you don't.
I guess I'll be by myself on Tuesday. But anyway, thank you for being here. We had a good time. Thank you,
We did.
Christy.
Thank you, Ed.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it.